Time for the blue cards in Lorwyn Eclipsed, starting with Aquatex Defenses. It's not a waterbender, guys. It's legally not a waterbender. Flash, enchant creature you control. When it enters, that creature gains hexproof and gets +1/+2. The hexproof is only until end of turn, but the +1/+2 is forever. This is a buffed version of some of the other, like, hexproof flash auras we've seen. There was also an equipment that was similar. These are fine as far as, like, combat tricks / protective spells go. They're not that bad. Usually you're using something like this to protect one of your best creatures, or just as +1/+2 at 2 mana is actually not bad. I would say that the fact that this is giving that fairly hefty buff of +1/+2 makes it a fine combat trick / protective spell. I would consider it for limited, and there's certain commanders like Ivy that like spells like this. Blossombind. Yeah, you keep that fairy in there. Fairies are born from flowers, and it looks like this guy got trapped in one. 2 mana aura. When it enters, you tap enchanted creatures. Enchanted creature can't become untapped and can't have counters put on it. Interesting. This is to stop you from blighting the creature that's like, oh, well, I can't use it anyway, so I'll just throw blight counters on it. No, you can't. You're not allowed to. You also can't untap it by other means. I would say this is a fine piece of just limited blue removal. It does not stop abilities from being activated, but I do really like that. You can't blight it. No putting stuff on this. Champions of the Shoal. Not Soul, Shoal. Some more fish folk. 4 mana, 4/6. Oh, it's another champion card. That makes sense because it's called Champions of the Shoal. We saw one of these with Kithkin. We see one here with Merfolk. You need to behold, either control or reveal from your hand, a Merfolk to cast this spell. That card is also going to be exiled. It is going away. You could technically reveal like a token or something that you have already in play and exile that, but you won't be getting it back. Whenever this creature enters or becomes tapped, you tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. Ooh, that's cute. It's like a mini Frost Titan. And when it leaves, you get the exiled card back into your hand. So I think that Champions of the Shoal, kind of like the Kithkin one, is a pretty decent card, getting that stun counter as well. I feel that the having to reveal to do this champion thing is still really iffy, and I really wish it had an alternate cost, like, or pay 2 colorless mana, or play 3 colorless mana, something like that, or tap 3 creatures you control. The fact that you have to have the other creature of the type, and it does count changelings, makes it kinda iffy. Though you can just have one in your hand, and creature typing is pretty big in Lorwyn. Disruptor of Currents. 5 mana, 3/3 with Flash and Convoke, so you can cast it for just tapping your critters. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Interesting. This is a rare jellyfish, and I feel that giving it Flash, giving it Convoke does justify that rare and that mana costing. I feel that this is the card that it's not a bomb, but it is annoying. And we saw that white flicker card before. I could see this being the sort of card that you would want to put back into your hand with rescue effects and cast again, because it's very annoying to bounce things at instant speed. I don't think that it's crazy strong. I just think that it's fine. It's an instant speed jelly right there. Flitterwing Nuisance. Hey, some Evan Fong art. I got to meet Evan Fong. She's cool. You got a fairy riding on a bug. Very shiny, both of them. 1 mana, 2/2, but enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. So it's a 1 mana, 1/1 flyer until you pay 3 mana, remove a counter from this creature, and on that turn, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. So you get that curiosity type effect. I guess it's combat damage only. And sweet. I mean, now you have a 2/2 flyer. I think that a 1-mana 1/1 flyer is already good, and I like that it has that extra effect. And you can do this effect at instant speed, which is very nice. So you can wait until, oh, I have 3 attackers going through and they're not blocked. I'm going to remove the counter and do this. Is the -1/-1 enter the battlefield trigger? It is not triggered. They enter with the counters. So essentially it enters and it's already got the counter on it. Let's go Glamers. It's a Glamer gifter. It's Glamour, but I like calling it Glamers. 2 mana, 1/2, flash, flying. When it enters, you choose up to 1 target creature. Until end of turn, it becomes a 4/4 and gains all creature types. Ooh. So this is a very solid card for limited. Suddenly, my 1/1 flyer is a 4/4. Suddenly, I'm getting some creature type bonus. And if your opponent has, say, a 7/7 in play, no, you don't. It's a 4/4. I think that that's pretty solid, especially because we saw dealing 4 damage on a piece of white removal before. So it's like, oh yeah, guarantees that the thing will die to that. I think that this is very solid. I like it. And I think that, like, the fact that it's also a 1/2 flash flyer is part of that. I think flyers can be really helpful in limited. Do some removal target creature types? Not that we've seen so far, but this could also give you additional creature types for something that cares about it. Somebody's asking, can you get a card from combat damage if you don't remove a counter? No, because you getting the card draw is part of this ability. The cost is removing a counter. Do you think this will be a top uncommon? I think this is very solid. Glamourmite. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. 3 mana, 2/2, flash flying. Wow, a lot of flash flyers. When this creature enters, choose 1, tap a creature, or untap a creature. Okay. I mean, that's solid. It's a 3 mana, 2/2 flyer, so already pretty normal stats at flash. And it comes with like a, hey, actually that guy can't attack. Or this guy that I attacked with, he's blocking. I feel that this is fine. Nice little evasive dude. Decent enter the battlefield ability. It's Pestermite's daughter. It is Pestermite's little bud. Glen Elendra Guardian. A lot of fairies here. Fairies are blue-black, I believe, for this set. A 3 mana, 3/4 flash flyer. So many flash flyers. This one's rare, though. This creature enters with a -1/-1 counter, so it is a 2/3 until you pay 2 mana, remove a counter from this creature, and counter a non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. Ooh, on-board counter spell, though you can flash this in. It does replace the spell you've countered, but that's still really sweet to me. I think that this is a very nice card for limited for multiple reasons. It essentially being like, oh yeah, my opponent had to use their removal. Now it's like, I don't know, a land in their hand or just another creature. And my guy is still alive, and now he's bigger. I think that this is a very nice card for limited. I think that if you're playing a fairy deck, by the way, a lot of these fairies are just going to go in there because they're fairies. Especially the 1 and 2 mana fairies. I feel like once you start getting to like 3 mana, they're a little pricey for fairies because they kind of want to be like these swarming things supported by counter spells. You could technically use this to counter your own spell. Yeah, let's say you have a junky combat trick in a hand that you're like, I never want to use this. You could technically counter it and use that to essentially cantrip. Just a really weird cantrip. It's supposed to be like the Glen Elendra Archmage. Yes. Yeah, it's like the opposite. Instead of it coming back with a -1/-1 counter, this one removes a -1/-1 counter. Glen Elendra's Answer. This is a counter spell that hits the whole stack. 4 mana instant. It's mythic rare. This spell can't be countered. That's huge. Counter all spells your opponents control and all abilities your opponents control. Create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token for each spell and ability countered this way. It's a win con and a way to shut down the stack. So I would say that for standard, this is not that interesting. For Brawl, this is medium interesting. For Commander, this is actually very interesting because it is an uncounterable super stifle. Hey, that Thassa's Oracle on the stack? No. Your 20 counterspells, because we've been counterspell warrings and politicking this out for 5 minutes, or like 2 hours? Wrong. No, Glen Elendra's answer. Very, very nice card, but it is pricey. It's at 4 mana. But then you get a whole bunch of fairies. Yay. I would say that this card is not that good for limited. It's fine, because it's like, oh yeah, I counter a bunch of stuff. Probably actually just one thing, because the stack doesn't usually get that crazy in limited. I counter like one thing and I get a fairy. Sweet. I like a fairy. Can't be countered. Sweet. I think that it's a card, though, that's very nice. Just not so much in limited. Just, it's a counterspell with an upside. Is it mythic, rare, crazy, I gotta get it? No, it's just good. It's just fine. Yeah, you could, like, have your opponent have, like, all their Blood Artist triggers on the stack, and then you do this, and then also you have 20 fairies. It's perfect. See your blue settle. But yes, it is, it's kind of flusterstormy, yeah. It's nice. I like this. I want to see a counterspell war that gets shut down by the third person just being like, oh, no, no, no. Not so fast. Gravelgill Scoundrel. Oh, I like him. You little knife. 2 mana, 1/3. That's a grab. I think that's a Noggle's tail there. Oh, no, it's too long to be that. It's cute, though. They're fly fishing. Cut the line, take the catch, find a little kith to snatch. It's a vigilant 1/3. When it attacks, you can tap another untapped creature to make this unblockable. Well, that's kind of nice. It's fine. It's just a 2-drop that's vigilant, can be damage that gets through. I feel like something like this could be very nice to just, you know, chip through damage as the game goes on. Harmonized Crescendo. You have 3 Merfolk singing a big old song here. This is a rare. It is 6 mana, has Convoke. It's an instant. You choose a creature type and draw a card for each creature you control of that type. So you could wait until your opponent's end step and be like, okay, and now I Harmonized Crescendo. These effects I find are not my favorite in limited. They can be a decent amount of card draw, or they could be nothing. I don't seek these cards out for limited, but if you have a Typal deck in Commander, like a Merfolk deck or something, you could throw this in. It's kind of nice that it's at instant speed. We've had similar cards before, but I don't think they had Convoke. They just cost less, or they were sorcery speed. So that's cool. Illusion Spinners. 2 bugs. You can't catch what you can't perceive. This is a 5 mana 4/3. You can cast spell as though it had flash if you control a fairy. It has flying and has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Ooh, nice. At uncommon, I think that's very solid. And I think that the fact that it can have flash means that this can be suddenly a huge flyer that's a very fast clock. Very nice for limited. Yes, this does count non-creature permanents that have the type because it says each permanent you control of the type. Works for Kindred. And there's a couple Kindred permanents. Cool Wrath Mystic. Ooh, this is one of the new elementals. So the Kithkin, we've seen those little stout guys. You've seen the Merfolk. We haven't seen Boggarts yet. This is a Rimekin. So there's Flamekin and Rimekin. Flamekin, they're on red fire. Rimekin, blue fire. The blue ones are new. It's more of the Shadowmoor one now. 3 mana, 2/4. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature gains +2/+0 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Yes, so instead of just becoming cinders, kind of like, oh, I've lost my purpose, so I extinguish, it's more of a, I have found a new introspective purpose. And they can be blue. I think this is, it's whatever. It's a curve filler to me. I feel like, yeah, you're not going to cast that many big spells, even if you're convoking. And if you do, like, it's not that crazy. It's cool. Lockmare! Oh, another card I helped reveal. 2 mana, 4/5, enters with 3 -1/-1 counters, so actually enters as a 1/2. But you pay 2 mana, remove a counter, draw a card. Or 3 mana, remove 2 counters, and tap a creature and put a stun on it. I think this is just solid for limited. It's blue, it grows, it's got card draw. Also, it's a Snorse. You guys love Snorses. Is this creature with mythic rarity good? Not the best, but pretty good. Pretty good. I think that it's going to be very annoying, and it's a very good card to put more blight onto because, you know, then you can draw more cards. And you can do it at instant speed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Herpent. It's a Herpent. Lofty Dreams. A 5 mana Convoke Aura. Enchant creature. Draws you a card. Gives +2/+2 in flying. I feel like this is actually going to be a card that ends some games. It's... like most auras, it's interruptible. You kill the creature before it resolves. It's very costly, but it has Convoke. But I like that it replaces itself. It has that card draw if it does resolve, and +2/+2 in flying is going to be like, game done fast. Big. Or just, like, use it to block. Doesn't matter. It's nice. Also, it's got, like, fairies and kithkins having a little dance. Yeah, flying auras, we saw another one before. They do, I feel, overperform in limited just because flying good. Evasion is gonna blow your mind. It'd be pretty good. I mean, blue-white flyers in the Avatar set, very, very, very strong. Mirrorform. This is not a card you're probably playing in limited, but it is fun. Mirrorform, each non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target non-aura permanent. So let's say you have, like, a bunch of treasure tokens. Cool. Actually, they're all your, I don't know, like 5/5 hasty guy. Great. Now, this is the kind of card you need to set up for, and it's at instant speed, and it is not until end of turn. It's forever. You turn your cards forever into thing. Yeah, welcome back, Mirrorweave. Sort of. You could turn all of your things into lands, yes. It just says copy of non-aura permanent. Do tokens stay tokens? Yes, they are tokens, but they're token copies of whatever the thing that you're copying is. So I don't think Mirrorform is that good for limited because it's 6 mana, requires you to already have the stuff in play, and requires there to be something worth hitting. That said, somebody's going to have an awesome turn with this, and it's going to be a fun card. This is the kind of thing that you put into your deck to cause some chaos, to have some fun, do some silly stuff. Yay. Do not copy a legendary. It won't be good. All your stuff will be sacrificed. Except for one. Yeah, turn everybody into an Ouroboros. I don't think it'll see standard play either just because of how expensive it is, but I do think it's fun. Noggle the Mind. Not boggle the mind, just noggle it. So noggles are these donkey guys. They're, I guess... I think that they might have made them Izzet in this set. No, I think they were blue-red before, and now they might be different colors. They're cute, though. Yeah, Noggles. Very cute. Because they're weird, freaky donkey guys. This is a 2-mana flash aura. And it turns the creature into an abilityless Noggle with power and toughness 1. So this is kind of like the Eaten by Piranhas. It's not quite an utter insignificance, but it's something that's going to nullify all abilities at instant speed. These tend to be very good abilities, not just in limited. This is essentially limited removal, but it's really solid here because of Blight. A lot of things have -1/-1 counters on them. Those counters don't go away. This can be a kill spell. It's also just really great for Brawl, good for Commander. It's a nice way to, like, nullify a creature, especially a Commander, and just be like, yeah, you're just chilling. You're just a little guy. Yeah, get noggled. A legitimate business Noggle. It's a legitimate business Noggle, but you can do this one as a combat trick. Is Noggle a new creature type? I believe it might be. I thought that they were creature type donkey before, but I'm going to double check that right now. No, Noggle is how they were typed before. Just confirming that. Yeah, so the old ones were Izzet colors, and the new ones, I think, are mostly just, or I guess there's only one, and it's Gruul. Oh my god, Noggle robber. But yeah, they were typed as Noggles before, but they're like donkey guys. Hi, Oko. How you doing? So Oko's back, and it turns out, actually, he's Una's other child, other Fae child, born of flower and imbued with great power, who ran off because he's an anarchist and didn't want to serve her or something. The whole backstory they made for Oko doesn't make sense. Anyway, the Oko we have been seeing in all of the sets since he was first introduced is this Oko. This is his Lorwyn side. So his Lorwyn side is the side that he kind of sucks. Like, he's not a cool guy. His Shadowmoor side is apparently slightly nicer. Does any of this make sense? No, whatever. But we do learn something from this. It's that when you planeswalk away from Lorwyn, and by the way, you used to not be able to planeswalk from Lorwyn. They, I guess, changed that. Like, the Lorwyn 5 were not actually on Lorwyn at any point. The planeswalkers introduced in the Lorwyn set. Yeah, this is the bad dad side. This is the slightly less bad dad side, but at least he admits that he's a bad dad. Yeah, this is a weird card. It has a very, very high loyalty. So at the beginning of your first main phase, you can pay green to transform him. So in the turn you play him, you cannot transform him, but you can +2 or +1. You're going to notice it's all pluses on this side. You can either permanently give a creature all types, or give a creature -2/-7 until end of turn. Here's the backside. Yeah, when you planeswalker away, you stay whatever form you were. Are fairies immune to the Aurora? Not really. They have there's a difference between Lorwyn and Shadowmoor fairies. Their pranks are a lot more deadly in Shadowmoor. Yeah, they don't change as much. So they kind of retain more of themselves. And here's the backside. These are all minus abilities. Same thing at the beginning of main phase. Your first main phase, you can pay blue to flip them back to the other side. These are all minus. Mill 3 cards. You can put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Make 2 elks, because Oko is just the elk guy now, which sucks. He should not have been the elk guy. I've ranted about this enough. And -6, choose a creature type. All the creatures of the chosen type get +3/+3 vigilance and hexproof forever, because it's an emblem. And remember, he turns everything into the same type. No, he hasn't always been the elk guy. You turn one guy into an elk and have a card that famously turns things into elks, and then suddenly all you do is turn people into elks. Ugh, yeah, well, you get to look at Oko's backside, which is actually just his front side. Art, you know, very rowdy. Everything else is like changeling-y. I mean, he's not a changeling, though. He is a shapeshifter fairy. That is what he is. Yes, there's alternate art of this card that is also very thirsty. I will say, though, this card is decent for limited, in part because of the super high loyalty. He immediately goes to 5 at 3 and dealing that much damage. We haven't even seen removal, I think, that can hit planeswalkers other than one, like, 4-mana exiling card. Yeah, he made food too. Nobody calls him the food guy. Come on. Come on. Ugh. So tough. Omni Changeling. Whoa, yeah, you got a lot going on there. A lot of different kinds of legs. This is a 5-mana Convoke Changeling, so you can pay for less. That enters as a copy of another creature on the battlefield, except it has Changeling. So the thing that you've copied, it's a copy of it, but it has all types. Kind of nice that this is a Convoke clone. I'm not sure if we've had a Convoke clone before, but I think that this is just fine. It can copy your opponent's creatures too. I'm not that big on running clones in limited if they only hit creatures, but I think once they hit your opponent's cards too are fine. You just hold on to them until there's something worth getting. Yeah, I think that like Omni Changeling, I wouldn't seek it out, but I would put it in some decks, especially decks where I have like a strategy of kind of just chilling and playing a big boy and then copying it. Pestered Well Guard. Yep, they're in a well, and they're being pestered by a fairy. This is a 4-mana 3/2. When it enters, you also get a fairy. Oh, I'm sorry, when it becomes tapped, it gets a fairy. So swinging in with this or tapping it for Convoke will get you more creatures. Seems fine, but it is a 4-mana 3/2 on its own, which is... eh. Rime Chill. Ooh, that's cool looking. A bunch of weird, freaky species have all been frozen. 7 mana. It's got Vivid. It costs 1 less for each color among permanents you control, so it could cost as low as, what, 2 mana? That's kind of nice. By the way, lands, I should point out, lands do not count towards Vivid. Those are colorless, with, like, a small exception. Certain animated lands and, you know, Dryad arbors. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Put a stun counter on each of them. Draw a card. Okay. The more colors you're in, the better this is. It's not the kind of card I really like to play, but it can be the kind of stall that wins you the game. Yeah, it'll probably... I assume you're going to be in like 2 to 3 colors in this draft format. I feel like it's mostly going to be 2-color stuff. There's some 3-color legends, though. Yeah, it's going to cost 2 less, so still 5 mana, but it's instant. It's all right. Rime Fire Torque? Yeah. 2-mana artifact. When it enters, you choose a creature type. When a permanent you control of the chosen type enters, you put a charge counter on it. You can tap, remove 3 charge counters. When you next cast an instant or sorcery, you copy it. Oh, cool. So this is like a spell doubler that wants you to be playing a lot of the same creature type. This seems awkward to me to use in limited. I would probably rather just run another creature or something. I feel like it could be cool if you are playing maybe like a wizards deck and it's like, yeah, I'm instants and sorceries and also a lot of wizards. Yeah, this that's why I was confused. I thought this looked like not Torque. Torque? This is... Maybe I'm just thinking of the wrong spelling. A torque is a type of necklace. I thought it was spelled differently. Isn't it T-O-R-C? Oh, I guess maybe you can spell it like this? Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen it really spelled the other way. I'm getting torqued off. Is it also the same as Liquimetal Torque? We be torquing. Oh, you can spell it either way. Neat. You know it from Final Fantasy XI. Neat. Yeah, I wouldn't play this in limited. It's too much stuff that you have to all do. You have to have a bunch of creatures enter of the same type and have the spells you're casting after already committing this to the board. Rimekin Recluse, Elemental Wizard. 3 mana, 3/2, when it enters, return up to 1 target creature to owner's hand. So here's another jellyfish type thing. This one does not hit any non-land permanent. It only hits creatures. I think this is fine, though. These are annoying, and at 3 mana, 3/2, very annoying. I would play a pile of these in limited just to be like, hey, guess what? Remember how you spent all your mana playing that 7 mana Treefolk or whatever? Lol. Back in your hand. And I'm swinging with 3/2s. Yep, it's a mana war. Except it's an elemental wizard war. I could see this even going into some wizard decks, like for just support as a wizard, or maybe an elemental deck. Who knows? Yeah, you could rebuy your own creatures, but I need to bounce. Run away together, getting another reprint. This is the unsummon, but you have to select both yours and your opponent's creatures. 2 creatures controlled by different players get returned to their owner's hand. If you're playing Commander, by the way, you can select 2 creatures that different opponents you have control. You don't have to control any of them. It's fine. It's a nice way to slow your opponent down while rebuying a Enter the Battlefield effect. Do it again. Yeah, this card has gotten reprinted like 5 times now. It first showed up in what, Eldraine? It's not quite a This Town Ain't Big Enough, because that can hit non-land permanents, which is part of why it was so nasty. Yeah, there's always very great art on these, though. Yeah, this is I guess a Rimekin and a fairy. Very cute. Shine Striker. So this is another one of those vivid cards. You can tell by all the rainbow. Or is this an elf? I don't know. The wispy blue coming out of the neckline is why I think it might be a Rimekin, but it doesn't have a Rimekin face. This is some Ron Spencer art. This is some of the most Ron Spencer art to ever Ron Spencer. Hold up. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Artist. If I type in Spencer, will this work? Yep. The kind of like chunky thick lines. Look at this. Going crazy on it. I have actually I have a t-shirt, I think, with like a dragon he drew. Yeah, some cool stuff there. Huh. Good one, Ron. Nice one, Ron. This thing looks like a creature you might see at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know. It looks kind of like a dragonfly to me because of the big old eyes and the wings. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Ron Spencer's out here, Ron Spencering. Its spines are highly prized among fairies for use as lances, but they're almost impossible to harvest. So this is a 6-mana 3/3. It flies, and when it enters, you draw cards based on a number of colors on permanents you control. So at base 1, I actually think this is okay for limited. If you're doing some soupy stuff, it's going to be harder to cast because it has blue in its cost. But I don't know. Flyer that draws cards has some appeal to me because it's a flyer that can draw you cards. Yeah, I wouldn't go crazy on it, but like, it's fine. Silvergill Mentor. More pretty fishies. 2 mana, 2/1. You have to either behold a Merfolk or pay 2 for this. And when it enters, you make a 1/1 white and blue Merfolk creature token. Notably, this card can be played in like mono blue Merfolk or blue-green Merfolk. The white is not a symbol, it's just describing the token. So you are safe to put this in decks that don't have white in their color identity. I think that this is fine. It is a 2 mana 2/1 that can come with a 1/1. But again, if you don't have other Merfolk, it gets a lot worse because you have a 4 mana 2/1. Ugh. Yeah. I would play it in like a Kumena deck. I don't know how much I would want to play it in limited. It really depends on how many Merfolk I have. Yeah, it's good for like a go wide Merfolk deck. But I feel like it's mostly going to see play there. Silvergill Peddler. I want to buy your wares. You're so cute. 3 mana, 2/3. When it becomes tapped, you draw a card and discard a land. Oh, it's a looter. It's a Merfolk that loots. Hee. I'm on it. Yeah, this is great with like water bending, but like it's doing the same thing Gran does at 3 mana. Gran is 1 mana, and she's Gran. I think this is fine for limited, especially if you have some stuff that you can use from the graveyard, which we've seen a little bit of, not really that much. I imagine there would be more in black. Yes, there is some tap synergy in the set because of Convoke. The Convoke stuff is kind of nice with this, but like I wouldn't be seeking it out too crazy. Like, it's fine. Spell Snare. Oh, Spell Snare is getting a reprint too. Okay, cool. It's annoying, but don't play it unlimited. Will it have targets? Yes, but the targets will probably not be what you care about if you draw this in like the second half of the game. It's like, oh boy, I got my Spell Snare on turn 2. Great. You could have just played it 2/2. Stratosaurer. It's a big ol' Ella Birdle. I like that there's another guy flying with it. This is a 5-mana, 3/5 flyer. When this creature enters, target creature gains flying until end of turn. It has basic land cycling. Oh, nice. So this has a land cycling ability that requires you to use blue mana for it, but it can get you any color of basic land, which is actually super solid. I would like this kind of card for a limited, and I think that a 5-mana 3/5 flyer is okay because it does have this extra ability where it's like, okay, yeah, I got this in my opening hand, and I'm actually playing a 4-color deck, so I'm going to use this to search for my black mana. Land cycling on an expensive card, they've been putting this into so many different limited sets, and they should keep doing it. I feel like it's one of the best mechanics to always let you use your stuff or set up for reanimation. Summit Sentinel, an elemental soldier. When it dies, you draw a card. Okay, that's fine. It's a 1-mana 1/3. You gotta wait for it to die, but then you get a card back. I wouldn't go crazy on it. I don't know if there's much sacrifice in the set. Make it a little better. But no, it's nothing special. Sunderflock! Oh, another crazy looking elemental. Got a lot of stuff going on in there. It costs X less, where X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. I wish it had flash then, so you could like do it while you were evoking something out. This is a 9-mana 5/5 otherwise, though. So if you have no other elementals, 9-mana 5/5. When this enters, if you cast it, return all null and elementals to their owner's hand. So this is a good card in elemental decks. The more elementals you have, the more you will be rewarded for it, and the easier it will be to cast, because it's like, I assume one of them has a high cost. Maybe. Yeah, look, if you have a Fury in play, this costs 5 less. And at 4 mana, this is nasty good. Good in multiples? Yes, it's non-legendary, so if you have 2 of them, one of them makes the other one just cost 2 mana. I could see this being a kind of fun, like, elemental card. There's not that many people who run elementals as a theme, but as we get Ashling, the new Ashling, the crazy nasty Ashling, that might change. There's a 5-mana Ashling that's just kind of nasty. You'll see her eventually. Yeah, if you play a lot of Magic, you'll see her eventually. What's this? There's only 2 basic land cyclers in the set, and the other's in red? Really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, because we didn't see one in white. Okay, well, I guess blue and red get to have them. Swat away. Smack. This costs 2 less if a creature's attacking you. The owner of target spell or creature puts it on the choice of top or bottom of their library. Neat. I can put this into my Wan Shi Tong deck. I think that this is fine. It's a totally lost sort of thing where you're slowing your opponent down and they have to cast the spell again. I think that it's nice enough. The fact that it can hit a spell on the stack is also cool. Sig! Alright, so this is another transforming card. Sig returns from the old Lorwyn and Shadowmoor sets. Sig can't be blocked. This is a 2-mana 2/2. And whenever this enters or transforms into this side of the card, target creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player planeswalker, you draw a card until end of turn. So you use this to enable a card draw. It can select itself if you transform it. It wouldn't be able to attack the turn it comes in otherwise. But here's the backside where Sig can't be blocked. Whenever it transforms into Wanderwine Shield, target creature you control gains protection from each color. Ooh, nice. So you can use this to make something else pretty much unblockable, unless there's a colorless card. Flip it back, turn it into a little card draw piece, flip it back, give that protection. It's kind of nice. It's the same as the other transforming cards, though, where it's at the beginning of your first main phase. I think this is solid for limited, though, because it's a 2-mana 2/2 unblockable that does more. And to me, like, 2-mana 2/2 unblockable, that's gonna end the game anyway. Tanaful Rhyme Speaker. 4-mana 2/4. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. Ooh, I like that. I feel like you could build a deck that has lots of 4-drops in it. 4+ drops. And then you're getting rewarded by getting more cards. Neat. It's a 2/4, so like it can block some hits. It's not doing that much early, But like, if you have a bunch of 4, 5, 6s, because you're, I don't know, ramping and playing big greedy spells, it's better. And it's not like non-creature spells, just any spell. Whoa, another Wily Beckert banger. Seriously, doesn't miss. Temporal Cleansing, look at that art. Damn. So cool. 4 mana, Convoke. And by the way, Convoke spells still count with this. It doesn't matter how much mana you spent on it. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it in the library second from the top or bottom. Oh, okay. This is a reprint, I think. Or it's just really, really similar to another card. I feel like we had another Convoke card that did the same thing. You can put it in Washi-Tong. Great. Temporal Cleansing is, again, fine for limited. It has the downside of being sorcery, but the upside of Convoke. Yeah, Wily Beckert has a lot of great art, and even did the cover of one of the D&D books. Thirst for Identity. So this is part of the Thirst cycle. Yeah, very thirsty. It's always you draw 3 and then either discard 2 or discard 1 of whatever the type it wants. In this case, it's creatures. Thirst for Identity is draw 3, discard a creature, or discard 2. I find these are usually pretty nice to have. They're not crazy strong, but they can be good card draw. Yeah, we have Thirst for Discovery, Thirst for Knowledge, Thirst for Meaning, and now Thirst for Identity. Look at how thirsty we is! So thirsty, so thirsty. Unexpected Assistance. This is Abigail, one of the Strixhaven students, getting help from the Merfolk. The Merfolk, by the way, actually think that she might be an elemental, and they're like, yeah, we kind of revere elementals. That's cool. We'll help you out, you weird bird, you. Because they don't have Aven or Owlkin on their plane. 5 mana, instant, Convoke, draw 3 cards, then discard 1. That seems like actually kind of nice for limited because it's got Convoke, so you could do it on an end step. Not bad, not bad. Also cool art. Bird underwater. Unwelcome Sprite. 2 mana, 2/1 flyer. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, surveil 2. Huh. I mean, that's just a 2/1 flyer with a very nice upside. I would absolutely play this in limited. Would play this in some fairy decks. I like that. Wanderwine Distractor, more fish. Oh, this one's going wild with it. Marrow Glamers have disarmed many a foe when a shield has failed. 4 mana, 4/3. When it becomes tapped, give a creature an opponent controls -3/-0 until end of turn. Okay, not bad. I wouldn't go too crazy on this. It can be annoying because of how it's like hitting your creatures. But something about like its stat line. It is cool though because like you could convoke it as a trick to do it. Nah, it feels like it's gonna be harder to fit into a deck. Wanderwine Farewell. Oh, those Kithkin are capsizing. This is a 7 mana spell, but it has Convoke. It's a Merfolk sorcery, so counts as a Merfolk. Return 1 or 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Then, if you control a Merfolk, create a 1/1 Merfolk for each permanent returned to its owner's hand this way. Yeah, I don't like this. I feel like it's too expensive, and it's also sorcery speed, so it's not that tricky. It's we had a Convoke in blue, white, and red fairly recently. It was in Dominaria United. That was like Jeskai's thing. Wild Unraveling. So many W names here. This is the last one, though, is a blue with an additional cost of either paying 1 or blighting 2. And this is a counterspell. So this is counterspell if you're willing to give -2/-2 to a creature you control. Otherwise, it's cancel. I think this is solid. I think that this is especially cute if you're just like, I don't know, a bounce deck where it's like, yeah, I'll put -2/-2 on my creature that doesn't die, and then I put it back in my hand and recast it. Kind of cool stuff. Fine for limited too, because it's cancel with set mechanic, which is blight. Sometimes you want to blight your own stuff. So that is blue. I'm going to take a break before we look at black. But already, very cool art. Very cool art. So cool. So cool. I love it.